No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
No, I was thinking between Christianity and
Oh, who has the most followings?
yeah, we're live.
Good times.
Good times. Can you hear me?
Here to
Can you give me a
brief
sound check on me? Can you hear me? Do I sound okay? Okay, perfect.
Am I good? Thank you, ma'am. Oh,
No, boom, boom.
I did not clean up my glasses this morning when I went to
Yeah, me neither.
Mine are all fingerprinty.
Live from Venturex Studios, it's JP, Kathy, and the crew.
And the crew, good morning and welcome back.
The crew.
I mean, can you believe this? We're actually live.
Well, can we open up? First of all, good morning and happy 2021. We're hoping that you are off to a very blessed 2021 to the crew.
Now, why isn't that an opening when I say we're live?
No. I
Because
said,
you cut me off.
oh, I was going to say, can we talk about when you said live? It
Yeah.
made me laugh.
Oh, it made you laugh.
What happened about the rebroadcast that people did not know was a
yeah.
rebroadcast?
I got phone calls.
So
Because Kathy and I had lost our minds. I just want to let you know this. Kathy and I are like, yeah, let's rerun the ones from this week.
Not that hasn't happened before.
Right.
This
That's
is
a
not
great
news.
idea. That's a great idea. Well, guess what? Those
Yeah.
were the ones where you called in for the gift card from Santa. So I'm driving down the road and I get a phone call. And I'm like, uh-oh, this is from JP, Kathy, and the crew.
We're like, oh, that's odd because
Yeah.
we're not on the air.
We're not. Well, we are, but we're not, right?
Yeah.
So I answer the phone, JP, Kathy, and the crew. Did I win a gift card? And I'm like,
Am I caller number 7?
"Oh." Yeah.
And JB's like, wah, wah.
Sorry. That's a rebroadcast.
Oh.
We're rebroadcasting.
So we're going to be a little more careful when we select best of shows when we take off time for
Yeah.
things like the Christmas holidays. Well, we thought, we were like, hey, this is some really good information. Like that Monday, it was good information from Dr. Clothier. By the way, he'll be back with us next Monday. He had a prior engagement this morning. But, had good medical advice, about COVID and all this kind of stuff and the smart things to do during the Christmas holidays. We had some, lively discussions about gifts and about Christmas music and Christmas movies. But we were also giving gift cards away,
Yeah,
$50 gift cards away, and so there's
Which, by the way, I've
that.
got Michelle's gift card still. So, but we are live today, so you can call in if
So
you'd
this
like.
is real.
And we'll have Bree put on the phone number on there if you want to call in and tell us. Because the big question we're asking is, what did you leave back in 2020, and what do you look forward to in 2021?
Amen.
Call us at 214-494-1244.
That's 214-494-1244. And we'd love to hear from you. Ping us on Facebook or YouTube or many of the, and I've got to figure out what all platforms we're on because I've got people asking, like they have their favorite platform that they watch podcasts on, and they're like, "Oh, are y'all on this?" And I'm like, "I will find out." That is above my pay grade. But we do hope you had a very Merry Christmas. We'd love to hear what you did with your family or your friends. Did anybody get some time off? Did anybody have anything fun and special come from Santa? Just anything about the end of 2020 and the beginning of 2021.
Anything you want to talk about the 2020 and what you've left back? Because that's kind of
it all around.
Yeah, we're kind of recounting 2020. Some of the things that surprised me more than anything else, I think, was the 2020 most famous love songs.
Yeah, and I didn't even know that.
I didn't know we had that.
I didn't know that either.
I
You
know
said
that was a
that to
thing.
me, and I'm like, and I'm sitting there thinking, I don't think I know one love song. You know, I don't keep up with unless it's something the kids are really into and they've turned me on to. I don't really keep up with current music. I didn't even know that was a thing anymore. And so I'm sitting there listening. JP's like, yeah, so get ready to talk about 2020 love songs. And I go, JP, I've got to ask you this. Do you know any of them? He's like, oh, God, no.
Yeah, no.
Oh, dear Lord, no.
Yeah, I don't. I don't.
Sorry, I just found that funny because we're sitting here. A lot of times we'll talk about stuff that we are very well versed in. And sometimes we don't.
Well,
So feel free to call and correct us if we're saying the name of a song wrong or something. Jump in.
Again. So we're also going to be talking about the 2020 dropping the ball New Year's celebrations today.
And what we'd love to know what you did for
Yeah.
New Year's
And
and
what
did
you-
you change it up because of COVID?
And did you watch it? And what were your thoughts? I mean, evidently there were so many gaffes and mistakes and errors that J-Lo is supposed to be offended by Mariah. And then
Wait, what? I didn't.
Yeah.
Ooh, do tell, JP.
Well, I guess while Mariah Carey was still in the middle of talking, Jennifer Lopez starts singing.
Oh no.
So they
I
cued
didn't
her at the
see
wrong
that.
time. Oh yeah, they cued her at the wrong time.
Oh, and those are two ladies that are very big on their stage time.
Oh, you
I would
think?
not have wanted to be in the middle of that mix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
There's that.
let's see. Then you had Mariah Carey make sure that everybody knew that she wrote the most popular Christmas song in the whole wide world. Which is, I think, All I Want for Christmas Is You, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's from the movie. It's from a great movie, Love Actually. Love that movie. Not as big of a fan of hers. I'm just one of the. I don't know. I don't like the whole. I don't diva. Is that?
Oh, yeah, they're
kind
divas.
of the
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of the thing. Now I don't know that J-Lo is. She doesn't strike me that way. She's Jenny from the block.
No, I think she purposely started singing during Mariah talking.
Really?
Oh, I think
Did you
so.
see it?
Hollywood Insider.
Did you
man.
watch it?
I didn't watch it.
Oh no! You see, I don't know, but I'm just assuming.
I
Okay.
read about it. Interestingly enough, all of the shows
I like
that come out
J-Lo.
on dropping the ball and celebrating New Year's all across the country, around the world, all of them down. Ratings way down.
yeah.
ABC's Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve with Ryan Seacrest,
Way down.
5.2.
And my husband, now I didn't catch this. I was cooking dinner, but he said that that they were. It sounded like at one point somebody was dissing, and I don't know the full story. Michael, text me if you're listening right now. That somebody was dissing Dick Clark on his Dick Clark's Rockin' New Year's Eve, and he's just kind of one of those celebrities that he's off limits. I mean, obviously he's since passed,
he's
but
passed away.
but somebody who they brought about the show, and when he did it, that show was the most. I mean, everybody watched that show, even if you were at a New Year's Eve party. Unless you were, at a place where there wasn't a TV, you were watching Dick Clark's show. So I don't know if does anybody know? And my husband was like, I think they just dissed Dick Clark, and I'm like, don't bite the hand that feeds you.
Right. Well, and so, some of the other gaffes, again, these are funny things, right? Mariah Carey on camera complaining about not having hot tea.
Oh,
Where's
shut
my
it
hot
down.
tea? Oh, no. That's a real thing. Where's my hot tea?
Didn't she
Is
have
this
some
still
issue a
thing?
couple of years ago?
I got a question. Is this still a thing?
I don't
Is that
think
still a
so.
thing? Bree's rolling her eyes and shaking her head yes.
Oh, but
So
she's
I'm not
looking at you
outdated.
like, and by the way, we need to at some point show Chambriel's hair. It looks beautiful today. Not that it doesn't always, but she looks just extra beautiful. I don't know. Is it so the snap thing was?
It's real.
Is it still a thing? And then what about all that in a bag of chips? Okay.
Oh, is that still really a thing?
Wow.
Because that's way old.
Wow.
That's like
Dun, 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 dun.
pre-dinosaur old me.
It's not extra?
Is that extra?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's extra.
Oh, okay. Here it is. My husband is watching. He said the Channel 4 host with Joel McHale and then the other guy from Community and like the movie The Hangover and stuff. Okay, they were laughing and trying to give shout outs to Ryan Seacrest on Times Square and talking about his height and kind of cutting up. Cutting up the whole. I was like,
That was for
I
you.
hear me. And kind of cutting up with the whole traditional Times Square rockin' New Year's, any kind of New Year's Eve theme. Oh, okay. So it was somebody from a different show. Thank you for clearing that up, Michael. That's why I was in the kitchen cooking.
There you go. So, yeah, so
And also,
where's...
what did you cook? What did you eat? What did you do this year for New Year's Eve?
What did I do?
Like
for
as
New
far
Year's
as eat,
Well, I
well,
don't know.
people
What did I
eating.
eat?
You know,
Oh, I did
the black,
charcuterie boards.
but black-eyed peas,
You know, I'm gonna tell you.
cabbage. All did you do any of those? I'd love to know if the crew
I
did.
didn't.
I know Gail did. Gail Meeks from
Money Link.
Money Links. Thank you so much, Gail and Steve from Money Link. She popped it up. She's like, I did all, and I did it all.
See, and here's the thing, right? I didn't do any of it. I'm like, you know what? Every year I take my tablespoon of black-eyed peas and I eat my cabbage. I'm like, you know what? Not this year. Clearly, it did not work last year. Nope. I said I'm abandoning it. So I did red grapes and green grapes. I did blackberries. I did.
Now, green grapes are a thing.
Oh, are they? Well, yeah, but I didn't drink them in champagne.
Okay. Or you didn't eat 12 of them, which I didn't know you were
I
supposed
didn't
to
eat 12 of
them. So.
I had 6 different types of fancy cheeses. I had no fancy crackers, just Ritz crackers, because I wanted to break away from that. So anything that would be deemed traditional New Year's.
You stayed away from it.
You betcha I did. To heck with that. 2020 proved that right.
You're like, shut it down. Didn't work last year, so I'm
Right.
doing it this year. Well, we did. And we'll talk a little bit later about it. And I'm hoping they can come on the show a little bit later this week so we can congratulate them. But our dear friends, Chip Howell, who a longtime member of the crew, our connection to Ben Franklin, let's just say that, and his beautiful wife now, Cassie Howell, got married. Great time. We even kidnapped Chip for a wee bit about 11:30 before the night before his wedding. Took him to Buc-ee's, of course. So where did a bunch of old white young Republicans go? To Buc-ee's.
Right.
But on the way home, when I hit back on Buc-ee's, we ended up getting. I got a chicken stuffed with shrimp and sausage jambalaya. And it's making my mouth water just talking about it. That's what we ate. But I did do a big old black-eyed pea casserole that was actually pretty good. Cabbage. And we did the grapes and the champagne and stuff. So I'm gonna have to go with that. So
Well, I stayed away from all of
it.
it.
I did most of it. I forgot to do the one, and Gail had also put this on Facebook. Opening up the door at midnight to let out the old year and then opening the door back to let the new year in. I forgot to do that one. So if 2021 is jacked up, I'm sorry.
Well, so I stayed away from that. But on so more fun from Dick Clark,
Yeah.
right? So Mayor Bloomberg and Lady Gaga kissing, that was another thing. You know, that's got to be weird.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Wait,
Lady Gaga and Mayor Bloomberg kissing
Okay, I didn't.
on live TV.
What? No. Okay, well, where? Oh, my goodness.
Yes.
Stop the presses. Where's the social distancing on that?
There was no social distancing.
Did they really? Was that this year?
Yes, that was this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I
And
got to
then,
pull that up. I got to pull that up.
So here's another gaffe, right? And I'm not going to know if I'm going to say this name right or not. Idina Menzel. Did I say that right? She's a singer. Bree, help me out here. This
Is
gonna
she
be
the one who did the
Frozen.
Frozen.
Okay.
Oh yeah, her name's a tough one to say. I'm not even going to.
Is it Idina or is it Idina Menzel? No,
No, it's a long, fancy name.
well, that's her name though.
and-
Idina Menzel.
Because wasn't it when she was like announced for the Oscar for winning movie song of the year or whatever? John Travolta introduced her and just chopped her name to bits.
Well, I'm in good company.
So
then.
there you go.
If I could just dance
All right,
like
Danny
him.
Zuko.
Right. So evidently, because of the cold, she couldn't hit the high note, and so in her own song.
Oh, bless
so
her heart,
yeah. So
yeah.
she's like, I just wanted to stay in the moment, and yeah, I made a mistake. She did this on Twitter the next morning. I made a mistake, but you just go with the audience. Well, I don't disagree with that. That's
Yeah,
probably,
good for her. Yeah,
That's probably pretty right.
Well, and it's not like people don't know she's got an amazing voice. I mean, my goodness. I mean, that song from Frozen, Let It Go. Goodness
Right.
gracious me, oh my. That's like, crazy.
Right. So I agree with that. That's pretty cool, right? But yeah, so just lots and lots of fun stuff going on. De
And did everybody,
Blasio-
I want to know, did everybody make it until midnight?
Oh, yeah, I didn't go to bed till like 4:30.
Woo! Crazy wild kids.
I know. And
Each year it's harder and harder to make it to
Is
midnight.
it?
It's like, okay, everybody wake up.
now this is
Bree, don't worry, you've got a long time till that
So-
hits, honey.
this is also one of the top 20 or top love songs for 2020
Which we will not know.
at all. But she also was gaffed in the Rockin' Eve on ABC with Ryan Seacrest. And I don't even know how to pronounce it. DVSN.
Wait, the letter D,
Yeah.
the letter V is in Victor, S
Yes.
is in Sam, N is in Nancy.
Yeah, and she sung the song Amuse. So that's going to be a love song.
It is?
Yeah.
Amused?
By no, not amused. A space Muse.
Oh, okay. There
By
you go.
DVSN. And evidently, Mariah Carey completely jacked her up and didn't get her name right either.
Well, is it? I mean, those are all consonants. So, like, how do you pronounce that? There's not a vowel to be found.
She's the artist.
So, is she just the artist known as DVSN?
But she announced the wrong person.
Oh, like not even.
Not
like,
even the right person.
Like, hey, ladies and gentlemen, next up to sing, John Payton.
And it's really DVSN. Yeah, she got the wrong name.
Oh no.
Yeah, how you like them cram apples? Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
bless her heart. And like a new artist, you're like, oh my gosh, Mariah Carey's going to introduce me. This is so awesome. And then it's like, wah, wah, wah.
Yeah,
I'd be like, I'll come out and sing, but can I say what my real name is?
Yeah. And then, of course, de Blasio gets hammered on, and I can't remember if it was Fox or ABC, but Stephen Cohen goes off on de Blasio, and he's half drunk. I think it was with Seacrest. And it was hilarious.
Wait, who was half drunk?
Cohen was. He was on
who's
with he was
Cohen?
being interviewed by Anderson Cooper.
Cohen, is he one of the late night guys?
Let me find it out for you.
Okay.
But he is going. Yeah, Andy Cohen. Thank you. Not Stephen Cohen.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Andy
Thank
Cohen.
you to
My
our help
apologies.
from the young audience.
Yeah, well, I said Stephen Cohen because there's also a Stephen Cohen in politics and economics. But no,
So I'm
Andy
like,
Cohen.
this doesn't make sense.
No, he was with Anderson Cooper.
Oh, we
and
are old
just
JP.
as drunk as he could be, hammering Mayor de Blasio.
Wow.
Went off.
Not that I would disagree necessarily. I'm assuming he was just talking about his mismanagement of things, or what
Oh,
was
it
he
was
saying?
It went off on him.
Well, we have you and I have a mutual
Everything.
friend who used to call him when he lived there DeBozio,
Yeah, de Blasio.
and said
yeah.
that that's how people referenced him.
Yeah, it was no taco bueno hilarious. Yeah, here we go. If you type in Andy Cohen and Anderson Cooper comes up.
Okay.
And
So this was like, well, Anderson Cooper. So this was like a serious interview.
Yeah.
He's a serious journalist.
and
you
then
know,
Anderson
or,
Cooper got drunk
that's
on
how he is.
national TV as well.
Wait, what are these people doing on national TV drinking?
I don't know, but he's got a few of his favorite Twitter moments as well from the Rockin' Eve, Dick Clark's Rockin' Eve New Year's. Yeah, I'm telling you.
So were these like serious? Like, so he's a serious business or serious, supposed to be a serious journalist, and he's doing like are they trying to do the young hip crowd or something?
I don't know, but it was funny because they're saying that what went viral, and there's a picture. If you look at the rap, there's a picture of Anderson Cooper leaning his head up. I don't know if you can find this. I'm going to send this link to you so you can pull this up because this
Okay.
is hilarious. So, Bree, I'm going to send this over to you and have you pull this up. But yeah, Cooper's got his head knocked back, and Andy Cohen is standing next to him.
And you can just tell they've been drinking.
Oh man, they're so
Can't
lit.
you wait until like you're off? I mean, to me that dictates that you don't take that seriously.
It went viral.
Well, and maybe that was their intention. Maybe, I don't know, because everybody's COVID-19 drinking. There you go.
And there you
know
go.
what I noticed? Just in like my kind of immediate area where I go to my different
I sent it to
grocery
you.
stores and whatnot, there were two, and next to other liquor stores, 2 new liquor stores have opened up since like the Christmas holidays. That's the business that's booming. And the parking lots are always full.
Yeah, Specs was packed when I drove by it.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's
Sure.
packed.
Yeah.
So this was on CNN's New Year's Eve show. Of course, nobody was really watching it. They were like even below.
Susan Schuler was watching it. She
Oh,
said
was
it was
she?
CNN New Year's Eve. She
Yeah,
said it was
CNN.
hilarious. So I guess were they given permission to drink?
Well, there it is. So you see
Oh,
Cooper
yeah, I
with his
mean,
head kicked back.
Yeah, that's.
So yeah, CNN had to figure something out because they were like way behind in the ratings. Even Fox was
they're-
higher up in the ratings than they were for their New Year's
Yeah,
Eve
they're
deal.
well, but who tunes into the news for New Year's Eve? I guess I don't know. I'm just kind of over tuning into the news for anything at this point. That was a nice little 2-week break from the news.
Yeah, they threw
I don't
back
get
tequila
it.
shots on television.
They did?
They did, yeah. And
Okay.
it dominated social media, I guess.
Well,
So-
then then there you go. They
Yeah. If
got
you
what they
scroll-
wanted.
Did you scroll down?
Okay, what's funny is the crew is
Keep
trying.
going.
Is
There you go.
trying. Fred Nort goes divism, and then
Yeah.
Elizabeth's listening from Arizona, and she said that can't be a name. There are no
Oh,
vowels.
she is on the list of the top love songs for 2020, and they jacked her on the Rocket Eve by even saying the wrong name. But Kathy, there you go. So they're both toasting tequila shots.
They're just having a good old time.
They are having a good old time. So yeah, it was pretty funny stuff, I guess.
Wow.
And again, Cohen just this is the term they're using. I thought this had gotten old. Bree will have to let me know. But they're saying, of course, that Andy Cohen was throwing shade at Mayor de Blasio. Now, I thought shade had been in. I thought that was old now.
No, you can still throw shade.
You can still throw
Oh
shade?
yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
they were throwing shade at Mayor de Blasio.
Let's not get into another show topic.
Yeah, and I mean, just going wild on it. And so, yeah, they were both out of control. Wow. So again, very interesting stuff. Of course, Stephen Colbert challenged them to do shots on the air.
And he's
Because he drinks when he's on the air from his home.
Stephen Colbert does.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Well, is that his excuse for being so rude and losing the talent that I thought he had before?
I think that it's more of an opposites, right? So you've got because this is what.
Yeah, I mean, his ratings went through the roof when he started hating on Trump.
Correct, and so you've got.
It's almost like a character.
Right, you got Stephen Colbert on the left, right, and then you've got daytime. Not Ross Perot. Had cancer, written books. Everybody listens to him. Super conservative. Why can't I think of his name?
During the day,
you're
saying?
during the day.
Uh-huh.
WBAP. What's his name?
Oh, gosh.
He's famous, super famous.
Yeah.
Super famous conservative. I've got Ross Perot stuck in my head. This is what happens when you're off for 2 weeks.
Somebody help JP. And plus, he's drinking water today.
Yeah.
He's being good. He's drinking
Well, I
water
didn't get any
today.
water.
Oh, Snapdragons. That was what I was supposed to bring
That's
in for
okay.
you.
Don't worry.
Sorry about that.
We're good. But I can't believe I can't remember his name because one of his famous lines is because people were giving him. That'd be great. So one of the things that they gave
there's
him
still a plastic cup left out near the coffee.
gave him a hard time was how conservative and inflammatory he was on television and
then,
radio.
And then
Rush Limbaugh, thank
Rush
you.
Limbaugh, oh my
yes.
goodness,
Alonzo,
yes.
hey Alonzo Tutson.
Thank you.
All right, and Coach
Good
Quigley, yeah.
morning.
And so Rush's comment was, "Hey, I'm an entertainer.
Marguerite, good
My job is to
morning.
build my audience and entertain, and I've got an audience that likes that."
And so
Colbert's
you
the
think
same
he's
way.
doing,
Absolutely.
Well, it's interesting because
Colbert's
I
an
think,
entertainer.
like they were talking about how he had the lowest of the low ratings, and then all of a sudden he literally made his entire show about busting President Donald Trump's chops. Thank you. Say that 10 times fast. And all of a sudden, he's ratings gold.
Yeah.
You know. So then again, but what you see is what you get with us. It's what we really think.
So I wonder if Fred is right. Is that how you pronounce it? Is divism, Fred? Because he may be right. Because there's a division.
He said he's guessing. He doesn't know.
Well, you know what's interesting about him saying that is next to her name on the list that we'll post up here in a little bit.
Is it spelled
it's got
phonetically?
well, no, it's got a division sign next to it.
So maybe that's,
I'm thinking that's what it is.
Maybe.
But no matter what, the bottom line was they said the wrong name to the woman's song, and
Well,
evidently she's one of
yeah.
the top 2020 love songs. So
Well,
I mean,
probably
I'd be
like
offended.
a young up and comer. Well, and that's the thing, if you're an artist introducing the next artist, you ask ahead of time. Well, I mean, like you've done graduations. You and I have done ceremonies where we've had
Right.
to announce name after name after name after name for whatever reason it is. And boy, how do you ask for that list ahead of time? And there are lists that you highlight a name if you don't know it, and you ask someone
Right.
ahead of time.
Well, but
you
they
sort of
got
make sure you get that
But they
right.
didn't say it wrong.
Well,
they just said
no-
the wrong name.
And that's even worse.
Yeah.
Like if I've got 4 consonants for my name and people jack my name up, okay, you know what? I don't have any vowels in my name, so I understand your conundrum. But I mean that's almost like you wonder, did somebody diss somebody?
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, so while you're typing up the next thing,
Well,
Go ahead. No,
Go ahead, because I was still on.
Go ahead.
Are you changing the subject or
No,
staying the subject matter?
no, keep going with this then. I thought you were looking something up.
No, this is the last thing I'm going to say. So, no crowds, of course, on Times Square.
It was the few minutes that I watched of the Times Square one. It was just depressing. I was like that heartbreaking city. They were talking about how Broadway's been dark for almost a year now. It's just not right. I can't watch that.
So here's what's interesting, right?
Right.
And I'm going to send this over to Bree as well. Do you remember the movie with I got Dick Clark on my head now, Will Smith, where he was a doctor, and I can't remember if it was Colonel Smith or I don't remember what he was, but he was a doctor for the military, and he claimed responsibility for this virus that turned humans into zombies, right? But these were violent zombies who couldn't come out in the light.
Yeah.
And he had his German Shepherd buddy with him. Remember? And the city of New York went completely dark, right? It was just him walking through New York.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like and felt like watching. Did anybody else watch it?
Yes,
I just clicked to it.
Yeah.
What's that?
Concussion doctor?
No. He was like a colonel in the military.
No, this was an older. It's like something or Eli or the Book of Eli.
No.
But I know.
It's I something.
Yeah.
No, that was the other movie he was in.
Yeah.
The crew will help us with this one, too.
Yeah, somebody from the crew help us
But
out
he's
with
trying
that.
to find a cure.
Well, we can't remember anything today.
And he finds the cure.
Right.
At the end, right?
Right.
He ends up dying, but the gal that had come to visit him because she heard his radio beacon took the stuff to the right people, made it to the wall or whatever.
All good
right?
at the end, yeah.
Right. But what's interesting about it is that's what it felt like. Where he's walking through New York and he's hunting sometimes, or he's looking for different stuff.
And you see like a piece of paper blow by, and that's it. It was that was depressing. We tuned in for a few minutes. We watched a part of J-Lo's performance, and I was like, I just I can't watch New York City look like that.
No, it wasn't iRobot. It was again. It's him walking with his dog down the. What is it? No. I've sent you an email though. And
iLegend.
I am legend. That's
Thank you, Michael.
Yeah. Sad movie for it says German Shepherd dies.
And this is right. And it's funny. That's why I knew everything.
Alonzo Tutson again. Alonzo, we're going to get you a gift card.
What you were talking
He's getting
about.
all my trivia break
there you
farts.
go.
I love it.
Well, okay, then I
want
to ask who knows what that was a remake of and who starred in the original movie.
Oh, I have no clue.
So, no, I'm asking the crew.
Oh.
We don't have a gift card to give away because we had to give away 19 while we were rebroadcasting.
Right. And Cleo said the New Year's celebration on Fox was really depressing with Steve Harvey. They got the second best ratings.
I don't even think I saw that one.
They had the second best ratings.
So, to all the news channels, like 4, 5, 8, 11, or ABC, NBC, CBS, do they all do one?
Yeah.
I guess.
Well,
okay.
CNN did, Fox did. Yeah, normally they do. Like CBS normally does them on different stages, I think. Like Vegas is one.
Oh, yeah, usually
Orlando
it's
was another.
Heck, Dallas has been a pub before.
Yeah. Oh, here you go.
But
here you go. So here's my last gaffe that I'm going to talk about.
I did not see
Planet
this.
Fitness. Can you go up just a little bit higher? Thank you. So,
thank you, Dad. He got it right, too.
Planet,
He's like, legend.
Planet Fitness was one of the big sponsors for the Rockin' Eve thing. This lined all through Times Square. And people were like, this is really freaking me out. Because you've got all of these.
They're those little crazy.
Yeah, those little crazy dudes, right? And they're all smiling. Look at the smile on their face and their eyes.
Yeah,
and
those
are
those things that you blow up and
they're watching you.
Yeah,
People said that it was.
Was it just creepy?
It was way too bad.
I mean, here's the thing. Well, it's kind of like when you put the cardboard people in the stands at the baseball game. It's just there's just something creepy about it. Nothing can replace real people. Yeah, and
and Twitter reacted, right? So of course, Thursday night on ABC, Ryan Seacrest and Lucy Hale joined Cyndi Lauper, and they say Cyndi Lauper lost a step as well.
Cyndi Lauper. Oh, what was it? Because my husband was watching it when that happened. Oh, Michael, help me out on that one. Her and somebody got something messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah. it was like everybody was just kind of off their game. I think in situations like this, and I don't know,
Scroll down for me.
is it one of those things that you feed off the crowd so much, so when there's not the same type of crowd, no, shut them
See,
down.
look at that.
Shut them down.
That is Times Square, Rockin' Eve. And it's funny because the comment was, "Welcome to the end of dystopian 2020, sponsored by Planet Fitness."
Wow, but you know what? Everybody's talking about Planet Fitness now.
Well, yeah.
Well,
but,
so
I mean,
there
that's
you
'cause
go.
They got you freaked out. I'm not going into one. I'm afraid these guys are going to be the ones that greet me. Can you imagine?
Are you my new trainer?
Right.
Goodbye.
Hello, I'm going to do trade now. I mean, can you imagine that?
No,
Oh, my
no,
Lord
no.
Jesus, that's not good. So lots of fun happened, of course. Thank you, Alonzo. That was sweet. He goes, "Your show is the only gift I need. Keep up the great work."
Oh my goodness,
Man,
that is
big
so
time.
Nice.
Thank you, brother.
Mwah. God bless you. That's so sweet.
But hilarious stuff though. So they blew it this year. Here's what I think is interesting. There wasn't more use of social media. They are saying that CNN kind of topped the social media because they encouraged Cohen and Cooper to get drunk, and then they started attacking everybody. And De Blasio was at the top of the list.
Well, it's so like to me, why? And maybe they did, and so correct me if I'm wrong. But why not do like the like a huge, massive screens behind you with people in their homes who are celebrating with little party hats on and their champagne and kicking back and all waving, and at least then you can feel like there's. To me, it was like dropping somebody in the middle of a really not busy street. All of these were kind of. And again, the very little I watched of them, I don't know. And that's why I wonder, did these performers and these stars who usually rise to the occasion not have their game on because, well, you've got fitness dummies and you've got empty streets.
And they're all over. They're all over on either side of the street. I mean, this isn't just a one or two here and there on a corner.
I don't think I would have done very well.
I mean, this was your audience. This was your audience for New Year's Eve.
I don't think I would have done very well.
Here's what I don't understand, right? Why didn't the businesses that line Times Square, because you should be able to socially distance, right? You could take and purchase plexiglass to put it between each window.
They're so
on the inside.
strict, and things are boarded up downtown.
I'm telling you, man, if it were me,
sad.
I'd be renting window space to look out the window, open up the window, and look out.
Well,
and I would have plexiglass
and then
between
show
people.
everybody again.
Yeah, show them in the buildings at least.
When have they been
waving
thinking?
and screaming.
When have they been thinking out of the box in New York? I mean, that's a sad thing. I mean, look how many of our friends have left New York.
Well,
just in time or since then.
Yeah, so it's craziness.
So there were some gaffes, a few gaffes.
Oh, just a few fun ones. All right.
Okay, and I got a gaff.
Oh, well, man, knock it out of the park. Here we go. I love
now
this.
This was meant with the sweetest of intent. And so let's start with that. So my husband goes in to pick out a Christmas card for me. He's really good about, on holidays, even, and I got the shiatsu foot massager and a baby Yoda.
Okay.
So life
Come
is
back.
good.
Come
okay.
back. Come back.
Come on, Kathy.
Come
Come
on
back. Anyway,
that's my goal for 2021. Get you out of the hole.
Come back.
Out of the rabbit hole.
Come back, honey.
We're back.
Yeah, good luck with that.
All
okay. So he gets this card. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this is so sweet. Yeah, Bree's imitating me. She's got me down. Okay, so this says, and I'm reading this. I'm like, oh, and he said, I just loved what was written on it. But there's a step that was missed. And so this is what happens. So it says, my wife, the one who sees the best in me, overlooks the worst in me, loves the soul inside of me, and makes a happy man of me. I couldn't ask for anything better than loving you and being loved by you. Happy Valentine's Day.
Oops. Oops.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah,
He's early. Did they? And I was
They
first. They
came out way fast.
I was like, wait a second. He's like, well, I just assumed it was in with the Christmas cards because I didn't think Valentine's Day cards would be out. And he goes, and I loved the what was on the outside so much. So the first thing he writes in all caps is, dang it. He's like, I read the message and loved it and didn't know it was for Valentine's Day.
Yeah. And Valentine's Day hit fast. Like Christmas was gone. Like Christmas Eve, there wasn't a Christmas card you could buy.
Oh,
I mean,
I went like
all of a sudden it was Valentine's
I went
Day.
like on the 25th, 26th, whatever. What day was Saturday? Saturday was the day after
26th.
Christmas. Yeah, and I'm looking around trying to get like some Christmas lights because I love to do them 50% off, and then we throw out the lights that burned out, whatever,
Right.
and have them to cycle for next year. Everything was gone, and there were like big heart plushies everywhere.
Yeah, oh yeah. Valentine's Day was quick to
Anyway,
move in.
so I love you, Michael. God bless you. But
Yeah.
that I laughed so hard. He's like, "Okay, I'm glad you're not offended that I didn't open the card." And I go, "No, this is going with me to the station, to the studio. JP will appreciate the heck out of this."
Oh
So,
God, yes.
happy Valentine's.
Hey, but you know what though? I don't hold him. He's held harmless as far as I'm concerned.
no,
I mean to tell you.
no harm, no foul.
So, Michael, you may want to play these love songs to Kathy.
Yeah,
to
since
make
we
up for
don't
the
know
card.
any of them.
Right. So, Positions by Ariana Grande.
Okay.
Have you heard of this song?
No, I
Bree's
know.
heard the song.
I know who she is. Is it even a?
It's a love song.
Okay. I didn't know she
I guess
sang
it's
love
an
songs.
album. I guess it's her album.
Well,
I guess.
Positions.
But I'm assuming there's a
what
song
kind of
in
love
there.
is she talking about?
Now I will say this, and I got to look this up, but Blake Shelton blew it. So, and he played his song on New Year's Eve as well. But this goes with love
And
songs.
isn't Blake Shelton? He's the one who's together with Gwen Stefani now. Used to be
Yeah,
with
don't start
Miranda
me lying.
Lambert.
I don't- yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think yes, you're right.
think-
It is
yeah.
Gwen Stefani.
There's
So-
a current event from
Yep.
2 years ago.
Yeah. So, but Homeboy has
heard
written
it
a
here.
song about a woman making you feel like a better man when you're a minimum wage dude.
Oh, now what does that mean?
I got to look it up, but it was funny.
Okay.
Like people are going, "Okay, really, dude?" And it was like, "I'm a minimum wage dude, but
Well,
you make
and
me
you know
feel
what?
like a millionaire or something like that."
Money
It was
does
crazy.
not make you a good man or a bad man. That's that. Yeah,
Okay,
I
but that's
can
the
see.
teacher in you. This is people saying, "Dude, are you serious in the pandemic?"
Yeah, no, that's what I'm
It's
saying.
like,
No,
are
that's
you
what I'm
serious?
saying. And money doesn't dictate if you bring home $1 million a year, or if you bring home $15, $10 an hour. It has nothing to do with your integrity.
Well, no, I think people were taking offense to the fact that they were only minimum wage dudes.
Yeah,
I don't
golly.
know, but all those that bombed. I got to look it up. Bree, will you
Okay,
look
yeah, I
it up?
gotta
Look up Blake Shelton minimum wage
we
song.
can't play it because we'll be taken
Right, don't
down.
play it because then we get put to
Yeah, but I want to
Facebook
hear
jail
this.
quick.
Yeah, we want to hear about it after. Which
Yeah.
hi to my dad. My stepmom is got him in Facebook jail, so he's texting us saying
Oh,
good morning
very
to
good.
everybody. So-
So the title track is all about embracing a new love, and that's the kind of bliss we all need. So that's the Ariana Grande's new album, Positions. All right, Amuse, not Amuse, but a space
Muse, yep.
Muse
like
by
Kira from Greece. I mean Kira from Xanadu.
okay by DVSN.
If you're a Xanadu fan, you know.
And I
what
don't
I'm
know how to
talking about.
pronounce her name.
The DV, the consonant girl.
It's a group. Well, they've got the lady. They've got a woman and they've got a division sign.
The video, there was a woman in
Well, and I guess, but whoever it was, they got offended.
Okay.
But I guess this song won't. It's a duo. It's an R&B duo. It says, soothing love song to chill out to.
The DVSM people.
DVSN.
Okay.
Yes. This one by the R&B duo DVSN.
Are you trying to make us hip in 2021?
I am. Won't disappoint.
Woo! Raise
so-
the roof.
Raise
Is that
the
a
roof.
thing?
No,
Okay,
that's way
no,
old. Sit
no,
down.
no,
Sit down.
Shut
Stop.
it down.
Stop.
Shut it down.
You need to put your scarf over your mouth. You just went
Rewind.
way bad.
Where's your mask?
Where's your mask? Let's see. The few lyrics pretty much say it all. When I'm in a bad mood, it's good to know I have you. So this may be a good song to listen to. It's an R&B duo, so you got to love that. Third best song, love song. Play This When I'm Gone by Machine Gun Kelly.
Okay, he has a love song. Have you seen? He's like a hardcore rapper. I think he
Well-
dates that girl Megan Fox now.
Everything.
He does not strike me as a romantic love song kind of dude.
It's a cute song.
Is it?
Here's the
Okay.
thing. Every one
I
of
do
his
know who
albums,
he is.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah, Machine Gun Kelly. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Okay, Judge Payton, please don't ever go, oh, Machine Gun Kelly. Like, oh, yeah, no, I know who he is. Or whatever.
We hang out.
Okay, no.
MGK, baby, we hang out.
No, no.
So, but every one of his albums has a parental advisory
Yes.
label. I mean, so
Oh,
this,
he's yeah, he's
well,
so
even this one.
extreme.
If you look at this album, If you look at this album, Tickets to My Downfall is the album, right? And he's got him standing in an empty pool with a pink guitar, signed with something or something. And he's just standing there with his head kind of cocked off to the right. And yeah, on the bottom corner it says parental advisory. So not just on his old ones, on his current ones. So yeah, play this when I'm gone. This bittersweet song will have you missing someone you've never even met. Like that hottie you briefly made eye contact with in 2017.
Yeah, because we didn't have to social distance, and we could see that hottie. She wasn't covered up by a big old mask in 2017.
So, but yeah, and so there you go. And that's called Range, folks. That's, yeah. So there you go. Dying Breed by the Killers.
See, now, Dying Breed. Oh, I know who the Killers are. My kids have seen them in concert.
Okay.
I can see how they could sing a love song, but Dying Breed. Oh, maybe like
called
a dying breed, like people who you can really love are a dying breed.
So evidently, this song celebrates coveted relationships, one that presumably not many others have. I mean, we all want to feel like the relationship we're in is special.
And
right?
I will absolutely look that song up. Like I said, my kids dig them. And that is, I kind of think nowadays, I think the couples like we used to see, I think they are a dying breed.
Well, I do too.
I think
My mom and
so.
dad were a dying breed.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's just,
So
I
the
can
next
see where that
one-
would be a love song.
Safety Net by Ariana Grande featuring Ty Dolla $ign.
I don't know who that is.
Did I
That
even
how
get
you
close
say
to
it?
saying that right?
Ty Dolla $ign.
I said that
Okay.
right?
Oh, hey,
Ty
she
Dolla
said,
$ign.
she said, yeah. Well, there
So
you go.
featuring Ty Dolla $ign.
Look how hip you are today.
I'm very hip. Now here's one. This one I have heard. I think it's one of the few that I've actually heard. Bigger Lover by John Legend. But that's because I'm a John Legend fan. And evidently not everybody's a John Legend fan anymore.
Well, okay, soapbox. So, he is arguably one of the most talented artists out there. I have always, I mean, he even reprised and did the lead in Jesus Christ Superstar when they did the stadium arena production of it. Extremely talented, but I'm so over him and his wife's politics.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that, again, do what you do, stick with what you're good with, and especially if you're an entertainer, because I want to look at an entertainer and not think about what they said politically. I want to be swept away, and hence the name, the word, the term, entertained.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So some comments from the group, right? So Coach Quigley is saying, let's see, let me go back to
Oh,
Fred.
and Cleo. Oh, hi, Lauriston. How are you? Happy 2021.
All Eyes on Georgia. Cleo
Yes.
says The Last Man on Earth was the 1964 movie of the I Am Legend with Will Smith's Virgin.
Actually,
And wasn't Vincent Price the lead actor, she said.
Actually, it is the Omega Man with, with Charlton Heston.
Oh, I'll let the two of you
The
argue that
Omega
out.
Man with Charlton Heston is what my husband is telling me. So you and Michael talk amongst yourselves. Cleo had a good point. She said the Christmas lights and decorations were sold out before Christmas this year. Either stores underbought or people overbought because they needed that extra cheer. I'm going to agree with that because we were the bush net lights short. And it was our front circular bush, and it was driving me crazy that all the other bushes had lights on them and that one didn't. But, one of those things, they always cycle out every couple of years. And it took me 5 stores to find one. So I'm gonna agree with you on that one, Cleo. There wasn't, and I think like Hobby Lobby, their stuff was on sale 50% off starting in like August. Or something crazy
but
like
stuff
that.
Is always 50%.
Is it?
Yes.
Even that. Like
Valentine's Day will be 50% off. Easter will be before it's even close to the time.
Well,
Hobby Lobby always
Hobby
does.
Lobby they got my business this year.
Yeah.
They've
So
got-
and then,
I have some extra Christmas napkins if anybody needs them. By the way, imagine that I overbought.
Kelly Parker says Van Halen Can't Stop Loving You.
Amen.
So he's yeah, and then
Okay, what about as far as a song from 2020 or
well,
just
no,
a
no, no,
great
just
song?
a great song. So and then Fred Nort says I'm kind of bouncing around. Some of the best
Michael
ballads.
says to Cleo, there have been a couple of remakes, so she's probably right.
Some of the best ballads are done by rock groups.
Oh, duh.
Ballads, yeah.
Every rose has its thorn. I mean,
Yeah.
come on. Oh,
Fred says raise the roof, let the dog out.
Thank you. Who let the dogs out?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Lawrence and Crockett says Wild Bunch.
Wild bunch.
Yep.
Is he calling us a wild bunch?
Maybe. And then Cleo says, sorry, Kathy, it's easier to live with a spouse not making minimum wage. I'm not a gold digger, but low funds can make life rough.
Well, and I get it, but I also know people who, who've worked at grocery stores their entire life as a sacker, who are some of the best people I know. I'm just saying it doesn't, how much you make, obviously, if you have a better financial situation, life's a lot easier. But if you don't, money doesn't make the person. And Cleo's not a gold digger. Lord have mercy.
Well,
she makes big old money on her own. She had a breastfeeding emergency. Like, she was going out like Christmas Day or Christmas Eve or something. God bless her. Yeah.
Yep. Front line.
Yep. Absolutely.
Front line. So also, now this was something that Coach Quigley has said, that Country Burger is shut down on Independence and Parker. While he was in town, he tried to go by. They're shut down due to the pandemic. I didn't know that.
What? Now, that's not permanent.
I don't know.
Oh, because I love that. Well, and I love
Michelle Butler
the
says,
one on the east side of
Cleo
Plano.
Marchese.
Okay.
I mean, let's put it this way. Poor Michelle. Michelle's daughters are writing down license plates and running credit checks before she can date.
Oh yeah. Her daughters
They're
are.
like, they're like, no, Mom, sorry, this one doesn't qualify.
Sorry,
not a high
Mom.
enough credit score.
Sorry. Yep, we gotta get.
If they can't get a car loan, they can't date you. So yeah, that's kind of fun.
Oh, hey, if anybody's wondering, usually at 8:30 we stop and
Well, I was getting ready to make
start.
a big announcement.
Oh, okay, good.
I'm gonna
Okay,
make a big
then
announcement
I'm
about
not going to steal your thunder, but we do have a big announcement. Typically at 8:30 we start the mental health moment.
Right.
Great news. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I can't wait for you to make this announcement. We're super excited that this has worked out. So stay tuned for a big old announcement.
So on John Legend's love song I told you about, they say you've got to watch the music video to fully appreciate it. It puts a complete positive spin on a decent chunk of 2020.
Oh, okay.
It'll make you feel inexplicably warm and
and I'll watch it. Again, he's not talking politics during the song, so okay. Or at least if he's not, and here's the thing. Yeah, there's no doubt. Has 2020 been unbelievable? I don't even know how to describe 2020. Match did it very well, though. Did y'all see the commercial where the devil he meets 2020? On Match.com or on eHarmony or something.
It was Tender.
Tender, was that it? And
it freaked me out.
And she was like, and they're running stealing toilet paper and all this kind of stuff. Anyways,
still freaked me
but
out.
I'm still sitting here. I do not know how to describe 2020, but that commercial kind of comes close. But there have been, again, not knocking what's happened with our country in mental health. And the despair and the fact that we haven't even hit the tip of the iceberg, people's finances, people's futures, businesses have gone, so many horrible things, but there have been, and Dr. Good, who's our education expert on the show, and has her own show on our network, talks about COVID blessings. And there's, somebody put a meme out on Facebook the other day, and it was two dogs up in heaven talking. And they were like, why is everybody's talking about 2020 being such a bad year? I just remember that my person was with me every day. And I, as a dog lover, and I've got an announcement about Kira later on today too. But anyways, I thought that was sweet. And you really, I think in 2021, and JP and I kind of talked about this over the weekend and about, how we want to approach our show this year. And first of all, we hope to entertain you, laugh at us, laugh with us. It's all good. There are no egos here, and we really want to bring some inspiration and some hope. And on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, when you tune into our show, we want you to know that, hey, if you want to kick back with a cup of coffee, we're going to show you a good time.
We're just hanging out.
Yeah.
We're back to hanging out.
We're just hanging out.
To hell with the format.
We're hanging
back
out.
To hanging out.
We're hanging out.
So,
you said a bad word.
Yeah, but,
JP.
but there's no FCC here. We're good. So,
Chambrielle earmuffs.
Just a couple, just one more love song I want to go over, because they say this one. Did you find that song with Blake Shelton, by the way?
Did you want me to play?
No, I want you just to find it and then put it up there, like probably his YouTube.
Oh,
or
like
something.
yeah, not on the
Yeah,
not
don't
the
play
music.
it, but I want you to put it up there.
Da-da-da-da.
Because I haven't looked that up. So,
Alice.
but here's like this song. They say you need to play this entire album on repeat. They're saying this one is
Okay.
so good.
The entire album.
Yeah, they're saying More Than Enough. The song is More Than Enough,
Mm-hmm.
the big song, by Alina Baraz.
Oh wait, I
Baraz?
hear music in my headset. Okay. I was like, oh no, shut it down. But by who?
Alina Baraz. Help me out, Bree. Am I saying this right?
Do you know who she is?
Who am I talking about?
Alina.
By Alina Baraz.
What's the name of it?
More Than Enough. But have you heard the artist? Alina
Probably if we say the name correctly.
Baraz. Alina Baraz. And it says, this is the caption underneath it, and this is from Cosmo, by the way. Who doesn't want to be told that they are more than enough? ICYM1, the entirety of Alina Baraz's latest album, It Was Divine, is pure gold and deserves to be played on repeat. And it's the only one that the person reviewing this says this about.
And
It's
this
the
was
only
what
love
magazine
song.
was doing the reviews?
Cosmo.
Well, and that's part of their
That's
gig.
what they
You know,
do.
like
That's their
I don't
gig.
when Cosmo pops up on one of my because JP and I belong to like 19,000 news feeds. We have stuff popping up all day, and it cracks me up because even though I know JP has like the same news feeds practically popping up, I'll still send him stories, and I'm so glad that you don't bust my chops for that, because I know he's like,
No.
okay, Kathy, I just got this too, honey. Just know I'm thinking of you, and I don't want to forget about the story. So, but when Cosmo pops up and they want to talk about politics, I'm like, oh, come on, just stick to what color lipstick's going to be popular this fall. But you know what? I would, if I were a younger person, I would go to a list like this because that's part of their wheelhouse,
Right.
so to speak.
So you go back to Cosmo for their Twitter reaction. Blake Shelton is getting backlash for his new song, Minimum Wage, being tone deaf. Rich people have absolutely no effing clue is one of the quotes on Twitter that hit yes. Yeah, I didn't say the word. Goodness gracious.
Oh my.
So the song, this is one of the lyrics that's taken a big hit, right? Girl, your love can make a man feel rich on minimum wage. Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of backlash coming on that one. So, yeah, some fans are like, you're tone deaf, considering the job loss and financial hardship many people have experienced during the coronavirus pandemic. He dropped the new single on NBC's New Year's Eve special, and while it was apparently meant to be a love song about Gwen Stefani, it contains the lyric, girl, your love can make me feel rich on minimum wage. And that didn't go over well with people who have,
who
struggled.
are there are people who went from being executives in their own office overseeing 50 people to working in a grocery store or some type of service industry, because that was all there was, and you've got to put money on the table for your family. You would think, because Blake country singers usually kind of know that, right?
Well, you would think so.
Or I
You
don't
would
know.
think so. I
don't
as
know.
Page 6 reports, he's disconnected, doesn't understand. He says, Blake Shelton, singing your love could make you feel like a rich man on minimum wage just cements the fact that rich people have absolutely no effing clue.
Wow. And that's, the interesting thing, and JP, you and I have talked about this before during the pandemic quite a bit, and that is, I think that some of the Hollywood elites, and not that there aren't, and again, I love entertainment. I love going to concerts. I wish they would come back. I love going to shows. I wish they would come back. I love, I've got my TV shows I binge watch. I've got my shows. Oh,
Right.
Game of Thrones. Oh, one of the spinoffs is coming out.
Oh,
soon.
finally.
Oh, yeah,
very
yes,
good.
yes. I wanted to tell you about that. But so I have so much. I'm married to a guy who's an actor. I appreciate I appreciate actors and actresses and entertainers. but I think some of the folks have just they've shown that they were so out of touch with reality. Well, and John Legend's wife was one of them who was talking about, oh, and just get get to go orders delivered to your door. Well, and she had like her favorite soup, clam chowder, flown in from Boston or Maine or somewhere like that, and I'm like, I think, or when people are like saying shelter in place and just, well, you live in a 15 room mansion with 3 pools, a tennis court, and your own workout facility. Well, you know what? A single mom living in a 1-bedroom apartment and she's sleeping on the couch so her kid can have the bedroom. You got to be aware that that's going on.
Well, and this is some of what some other people are saying, right? So Amber says at Twitter, losing my mind watching Blake Shelton, a man who has $100 million, saying your love is money, you make me feel rich on minimum wage to close out 2020. Dr. Masani says the irony of listening to a millionaire, Blake Shelton, singing about love on minimum wage at the end of 2020 might be lost on its target audience.
Yes.
And then let's see. Does anyone else find Blake Shelton's minimum wage song to be incredibly tone deaf to our country's current state? And I guess here's the thing, Bree, in answering your question, you're like, aren't people being just a little bit too serious? And the problem is that people look to entertainers to help them forget about their plight.
To escape.
For just a moment.
Yeah.
And when the country dives, that's why entertainers can get away with saying some stupid stuff, because a lot of times they'll come out during hard times and do like big fundraisers.
Oh,
or
yeah.
Like Garth Brooks, right? During the pandemic, he and his wife, Trisha Yearwood,
I
did
love
that
them.
huge TV
Yep.
thing where they were
Love
in their
them.
studio and doing like a concert like once a week on Facebook or something,
Yeah.
And so...
and I was tuning in because I was so desperate for some
Right.
kind of good entertainment.
Because
yeah.
people get down.
Yeah.
And that's the answer, right? Like, here's my thing. I've had a great 2020 from the standpoint of me personally, right?
Right.
My family's not been impacted by COVID-19. I've had several friends. Financially, I'm doing okay. I can pay my
Yep.
bills. My dad's doing good. And so it's
He's moving here. Yay, Stan!
Yeah, I feel guilty because I've had a good 2020, and I know a lot of people that have not.
Yeah, but you don't. Here's the thing: you would never be braggadocious about that or be
Correct.
boastful. Or you're very aware of other people's feelings and situations, and there are hard times, and there are rough things going on out there. So I don't think people resent anybody. My goodness, the people who have been successful, we've been very blessed. We left after years and years in radio. We left and started our own network, and we're tickled pink. We've got, I think by February we'll have 10 shows in our network.
Right.
And we've got other shows that we're
ready to launch Bree's show.
developing. Yeah, I know. I can't wait for that.
She's finally
She's going to
ready.
be a star. She already is. But it's one of those things. So we've been very blessed, and we've got this great home here at Venture X, and have been able to become friends with the folks who work here, and just great opportunities. And I know there are a lot of people who've had some really good things. Their business has been booming during COVID or whatever the case may be. We also have dear friends who have lost family restaurants that were in their family for generations. Those don't come back. We also are very aware of friends of ours who have kind of mom and pop shops, and then, we had a dear friend, one of my dad's best friends from 8th grade, died of COVID. My uncle, thankfully, and we still need prayers, it looks like he's turning the corner from having COVID over the Christmas holidays. He has COPD. So he was already on oxygen before he got COVID. We're doing our Christmas Eve get together with my dad's side of the family in January because my brother-in-law had COVID. We know it's impacting people.
And a lot of people. I've got a lot of friends that's impacted, and so I truly, and I'm not braggadocious, but I do feel a little bit of guilt for, because somebody brought this up the other day, and they're like, I've had a good 2020, and I feel bad about it, and I'm like, yeah, you know what? I haven't said a word. I'm like, because I do have a lot of friends who have had economic
Tough time.
tragedy, physical, mental health tragedy. I mean,
yeah.
so,
Mental health.
some other comments on the feed, which I love. Of course, so glad you're back in studio and I get my morning fix. Thank you, Michelle.
We love you, Michelle.
And then Cleo says, according to IDMB, I Am Legend, the book was 1954, made into The Last Man on Earth in 1964, then The Omega Man in 1971, and I Am Legend in 2007.
Love it. Excellent. Yeah, Michael was like,
go.
yeah, tell Cleo there are definitely several versions. And just, you got to go back. We just watched the preview to The Omega Man the other day, and all Charles Heston, man, in his 70s garb on this motorcycle, and it was greatness.
Who's Charlton Heston?
I know.
What?
She knows who. He's Moses.
Oh, no, she does not. Her eyes came up. Yeah, I'm like, who's Charlton Heston?
Moses.
Yeah. So, and then, like Michelle said, all of her family got COVID during Christmas break.
Yeah.
And I think one member in the family, a young cousin's in the hospital. And so, I mean, again, it's a lot going on. Coach Quigley says, hey, concert queue, Brooks and Dunn are coming to Texas, Dallas on September 23rd, the Woodlands on the 24th. He says, I'm getting tickets.
Yeah, let's all get. That would be a blast to go do Brooks and Dunn's concert. I got to see them at a presidential inauguration. God, they're fantastic. They are fantastic.
Cleo says, getting back to New Year's Eve, hasn't Dick Clark been dead long enough to call it New Year's Eve with Ryan Seacrest?
I'm
kind of with you on that.
And I kind of wondered about that. I said, is it still? And I asked my husband when he was talking about it. I was like, is it still called Dick Clark's? And he said, yeah. I wondered, that may be one of those things that the family owns the rights to that, and it doesn't matter if Ryan Seacrest is 92 doing it.
Yeah,
it may still be Dick Clark's. Hey, somebody else who needs prayers. And I sent an email earlier. Miss El Paso, Andrea Chacon, if we can please pray for her. She had talked about, some issues she had. She was in and out of the hospital a lot through her high school years. It has something to do, and Susan Schuler, please correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm going to try to see if we can put her GoFundMe page up on our JP, Kathy, and the Crew page. She has some kind of a nerve or some kind of back issue where she loses like feeling and use of her legs. And so it's gotten so bad that she is going in for surgery. She met with her surgeon. No, she checks into the hospital today. Okay. I just saw an update. Checks in today, has surgery tomorrow. So we definitely want to pray for her. Her family is trying to raise $10,000 to help with the medical expenses, and so we'll put the GoFundMe. I think they're at like $8,500 or something like that. So we'll put that up there. But
can you send the link? Can you?
It's in an email that I sent to JP, Kathy, and the Crew.
So,
so please pray for her, Miss El Paso. She's of course has been on our show.
She was wonderful. She was wonderful.
I think she might have been the first one you proposed to.
Maybe. I may have asked her to marry me.
She's one of our Miss Texas ambassadors. She is currently, the still reigning 2020 Miss El Paso. And just a beautiful girl inside and out. And we just really hope that the Crew comes together and prays for her. And if you've got, $10-15 you can throw her way, I'm sure her family would really appreciate the help with those medical expenses.
So in going along with that, let's talk about the mental health moment for just a moment.
Yes.
Because it's time. If I can get you to flash on Acadia's information for me, please. But
we need to have Chris Getz back out here.
We do. So we want to first of all thank Acadia for all that they have done to make sure the mental health moment has come on the air and stayed on the air. The mental health moment will be getting its own time slot.
Yay!
We will still be providing support for that. Patty is currently putting together a lineup that is going to just absolutely knock your socks off. And so super excited about that.
Very exciting.
And so, including Dr. Cindy Bulick is going to come on, be one of their guests.
It's such a great segment, and they were on the radio with us, and, it's one of those things that it's such a good standalone segment that we're super excited to see it move in and have its own show now. One of the reasons JP and I made the switch back at the end of the summer that we did from radio to our own network was because we wanted to be able to bring more of things like this to you.
Right.
There are things that JP and I love, and we get hit up with all these great ideas, and then we're like, even when we were on the air for 2 hours every day, that's just not a lot of time. So just real excited about that moving into its own show, and just thrilled that Patty and Steve and Chris Getz from Acadia are still along for the ride, and I think that show's just going to take off.
So we'll let you know when they're going to be on. But they're going to be their own show. It'll be a half-hour show to start off, and then jump into an hour-long show. And again, we want to thank Acadia Healthcare for all that they do. You can find help at acadiahealthcare.com. You can call Chris Getz, your own personal concierge, at 469-400-7499. That's 469-400-7499. You call her. She is a licensed professional counselor.
Yes.
She will keep everything very private, so you don't have to worry about that.
Don't suffer. Don't suffer. There's no
suffer.
need. Chris can get you to the right person, can get you hooked up. If you're listening to this and you don't have a chance to write the number down, no problem. Message JP or message myself, and we will get you her information. And she welcomes the calls. She absolutely does.
So stay tuned. More information to come on that. I have sent. Did you get the email from Kathy in regards to Miss El Paso? We want to flash it up.
Can you put the
it on there?
GoFundMe? I think
so
if
people
you
can
click
see it.
through,
Again, if you've got $5, $10, $15
there we go.
to help out, that would be great. They're trying to raise $10,000 to help pay for the expenses of that.
And they're at 8,440. The crew can put that over the top.
Yeah, and again, that's Andrea Chacon, and she was so delightful when we interviewed her.
She was born with a lumbar spine instability that causes loss of movement and sensation to her legs. So she's somebody who's just overcome so much. And again, it's to the point. And to go in and have a surgery right now with spikes in the hospitals and this, that, and the other, that this has gotten to the really serious point. So we just we love her dearly,
El Paso,
and we just want to pray for her.
El Paso has huge COVID-19. So
boy, howdy, you're right about that. So we're very glad she's able to get in and have this surgery. But that's how serious it is that her neurosurgeon was like, let's get in now.
So but just a beautiful young woman, and with such a promising future. So if you can help out, $5-10, that's all of it helps out. That's for sure. All right, so back to hilarious 2020.
Oh no!
Oh yes, Kathy, you've got to see this. I sent you an email. You've got to bring this up. This is out of the UK. And
let me take another sip of coffee.
You need some Irish, Bailey's Irish in that one. This is hilarious. Okay. Oh yeah, this is out of the UK, and these are real life headlines that came out of the UK this year.
Headlines this year have just got to be
how about
the end all
this
be
one?
all.
Sex in your house with a person from another household illegal from today.
Okay.
Yeah. FA confirmed
There's
Wembley.
that.
Yeah. FA confirmed Wembley is not being turned into a giant lasagna. Yeah, these are real. These are real headlines.
Say that again.
FA confirms Wembley is not being turned into a giant lasagna.
A giant lasagna? What does that even mean?
I don't know. It's official, folks. Cops, colon, don't drive if you're blind.
Okay.
This is real.
You can't make this up.
Monday night toilet roll fights, sport in the age of coronavirus. So these are the 22 ridiculous headlines. It's been a wild ride. Again, this is pretty funny. Go back up to number 1, Bree, would you please? Because this is just way too funny. I got to take us through these. And I'd love to hear your responses. Can you throw the phone number up there? I know I've got you doing a million things right now. Bree's like, I'm never coming back to this show. She goes, I don't miss you guys. I'm glad Michelle does. Michelle can come run their board.
And Susan says, thank you for giving a shout out. She said, Miss El Paso is just a precious girl, and she is, and we are absolutely praying for her.
So, again,
what's
craziest headlines,
mean?
right? Couples who can't touch, are you sure? Couples living separately can meet up in parks from Wednesday, but stay 2 meters apart.
I think it would be so, and again, depending on where you live, there are just places where it would be crazy to to date, like to be a single person dating. Now, if you've got somebody who you've gotten together with during COVID or right before COVID, that's a little bit of a different situation. But you'll see couples out at a restaurant, and you can tell they're not married. I don't know. You can just kind of tell they haven't been a couple that long, or they're newly meeting each other.
Yeah.
That'll both have on a mask, like the whole time until they start eating. And I'm just like, I gotta see that smile. Like I'm real big. Like you can tell a lot by a person by their smile. I don't know.
So number 2, it did just say, okay, Cole Sprouse arrested at Los Angeles Black Lives Matter protest, and she's just like, okay. Number 3, Jedward and Tara Reid reveal how they ended up in lockdown together after last-minute panic.
Wait, Tara Reid, I know who she is. Who's the other person?
Jedward? Do you know who Jedward
Who's
is?
Jedward? Is that
No
like
clue.
Cher?
But
Like
they ended up together in a last-minute panic. They could. Well,
are they?
I don't know.
Okay.
You got me. Number 4, yes, this is the actual Bratz company. Bratz, the toy company, made a really good statement about racism and social justice.
Okay, Bratz.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the headline.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Bratz. Yeah.
I know, yeah, Bratz. Which, like, that whole line, I never understood that. I never bought my daughter one of those dolls. I just thought the name of it is just something you don't want to promote with your child.
Well,
Bratz.
I'm a bad dad because I bought mine.
You bought Katarina Bratz dolls.
She had the Bratz limo. She had the
Oh,
Bratz
no.
stage. In fact, I used Lisa. What's her name is the one who came up with it, and I even did an OPEC projector onto the wall. You had a Bratz party, yeah, and I even painted the wall with one of Lisa's designs in Katarina's room, where she's riding a horse, one of the Bratz dolls.
Oh, no. I love
Yeah.
that. Y'all are great.
So here we go.
Maybe that's a little bit, I don't know, because Emily's younger than Katarina, and maybe that was like we were on the tail end of
That
that or
could be.
something. Because, yeah.
It
Plus,
could be.
plus, y'all know, clowns, biggest phobia. Dolls runs a very close second.
Well, Bratz would've got me,
So
for
there
sure.
you go. Barbie dolls, one thing. All the other dolls, the eyes
Yeah.
are just something jacked up.
And the Bratz dolls were.
And as a matter of fact, did anybody else watch the Twilight Zone marathon that they have every New Year's Day, which my husband and I always watch that? God, one of the best episodes called The Living Doll. Okay, this is why I'm afraid of dolls. And it's Talking Tina, and she's like, I'm Talking Tina. And she, like, to the little girl, she's like, and I love you. And then to Telly Savalas, who was the mean dad in the show, she's like, I'm Talking Tina, and I don't like you.
Ooh.
And then by the end, she's all, I'm Talking Tina, and I think I'm going to kill you. And she does.
I remember that one. I saw that one. So number 5, Not Now Underwater Ghost Village Frozen in Time. Underwater Ghost Village Frozen in Time set
How
to
do you know?
resurface, and you can visit.
Where? What?
It's an underwater ghost village.
But
and it was frozen in time.
How do you know?
You don't.
If it's a ghost village,
Number 6,
how do
illegal.
you see it?
Again, this was one I already read. Sex in your house with a person from another household, illegal from today.
No.
Yeah, yeah. Number 7, imagine trying to explain this one. Again, this is one of the
So,
ones
like, I
I've
guess
already
you
read.
can't have your date over for an overnight.
Well, as long as you don't have sex. It's all about sex, not spending the night.
What
So-
happens if you have a mask on?
I don't even. Okay,
What?
moving on. I can't believe
What
Kathy went
did
there.
Kathy
That's
just
interesting.
say?
Boy, that you just came out of
Tune
the,
in. 2021 is going to be a fun year.
Kathy, you just pulled a page out of the 1950s housewife book. If you both are wearing masks while having sex,
I don't know.
that's
I
interesting.
don't know.
We can go deeper in that if you'd like. Oh,
No, that's okay.
Did I say
Okay,
deeper?
that's
Yeah, I
okay,
did.
okay.
You sure you're turning a little red? I think the rosé is coming out.
Yeah.
now.
Woo,
Woo!
okay.
There you go. So,
Was that live?
I know that was Memorex for sure. Even though I'm not supposed to say that. That was Memorex.
Not a sponsor, but they can be.
Yeah. So again, number 7 was a funny one. FA confirmed Wembley is not being turned into a giant
See,
lasagna.
What is lasagna? I don't understand that reference. Like, I'm trying to, because they're.
I'm assuming they're talking about the football stadium. Is what I'm assuming.
I don't know.
Here we go. I thought we would never need this. Again, this is funny. It's official, folks. Cops don't drive if you're blind. Shock new advice from Britain's ruling elite.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
That's funny.
Okay, there's that.
All right, so this sounds like fun. Monday night toilet roll fights, sport in the age of coronavirus.
Well, but here's the thing. Wasn't toilet paper a precious commodity?
Yeah.
I'm not out if my kids were still the house wrapping age or remember when we used to wrap houses? I don't know. Did y'all ever do that? Shamrow, was that? Okay, you would TP a house. That was
I didn't
that
either.
was a big deal. We did back in the day. But I would have been like, okay, you use it, you replace it. That was like a real serious thing. And it's funny, ever since then, now I know because your dad always has like 100 rolls stashed somewhere.
Yeah.
He doesn't mess around with that. I have always, when I go to the store, I always buy another 8-pack or whatever. So I've always got at least like a 10 or so backup rolls just in case.
Well, you never know what the next apocalypse is going to be.
Just in case.
So here's number 10, and this just isn't normal. Woman spotted in full bodysuit of PPE as Q's force Primark to reopen early.
What's a full, like
She's in a full bodysuit of PPE.
like just like covered with one big face shield over her body? Because
sounds like
those people, like in some countries, they had like almost like these little clear pods they would put around themselves.
Science class, so you have your cape.
Oh, yeah, you've got everything on, yeah.
Because Primark was reopening. They were opening early. So she had herself in a full bodysuit of
And there's
PPE.
that.
Yeah. I really have no idea what is happening here. Michael Gove admits driving to test his eyesight as he shows solidarity with Dominique Cummings.
I don't know who those people are.
I don't know who those people are either. But evidently
Somebody
that
help
was
us
a thing.
out.
Oh, is that what it is?
Oh, okay. Oh, well, there you go. Thank you, Shambrielle.
Yeah, so here's more of an explanation on this, I guess. Dominique Cummings, quote, broke highway code by testing eyesight with drive to Bernard Castle, hence ex-police chief who says he would have been turned back if officers had caught him during 260-mile London to Durham journey.
Okay, so if you can't see, unless you're in like an auto driving car, which I still don't trust those anyways, yeah, don't let the uprising of the machines. Everybody read or watch Stephen King's Christine. Just saying. So I don't get it. Like if you can't see,
Drive.
I mean,
if you can't see, drive. I mean, that's
that's JP's PSA.
That's the
day.
messaging for the day. I mean, drive. Hey, if you've got something that was crazy from 2020, call in 214-494-1244.
That's 214-494-1244. Call in or text us or message us. Cleo was saying that some things that went well in 2020. She said that preemie births were down.
Good.
With women working from home, more women were breastfeeding, and I guess getting more, taking better care of themselves. So that is good news. So again, and we're not denying or dismissing or turning a blind eye to how horrific 2020 has been for a lot of people, for more people than not.
Right.
But just every so often, if you hear something good, like that's great news. Because sometimes preemies end up having health problems, at least, especially those first few years. So that's good. That's good news.
It is. Number 13, Kathy, is all you. People should
no.
wear a face mask during sex.
Oh,
Researchers suggest.
There you go. If you're bringing a stranger over, no, I don't
Oh,
know.
there we go.
Know.
How many strangers did you bring over?
None.
Well, there you go.
Please, gosh.
Yeah, Bree's like,
I'm as boring as they come.
Bree's like, I gotta go.
Well, I just, again, I like somebody who wasn't dating anybody, and they're going, like what I see on these, like Match.com, not a sponsor, they could be, some of these commercials like that I see on TV, it shows people dating, but they're on their tablet or on their laptop. They'll both order the same food, and that's how they're dating. That would just be so weird because, like, I don't know. How would you know if you had chemistry with that person if you're not physically in the room with them? I mean,
I don't understand what you're wearing a mask for. But anyways,
I don't know.
I have other things I could say about that.
But
if
but he will be a gentleman and he won't. Okay.
Well, maybe. I don't know. I'm just thinking if
We'll
Dr. Fauci is wanting to keep people safe from COVID-19 with sex, Why wouldn't you just have like a wall between the two of you?
Oh, well, yeah, there you go. Did he? Is he the one who recommended that?
Yeah. Cleo said back in May he's talked about that. So of course, Kathy, you got to go the next step with the wall, right?
Wow.
Because how do you have sex with somebody
You can't
through a wall? Well,
through
you
plexiglass.
can't. Well, no,
Like a wall?
You can. I'm waiting for Fred to pipe in. Fred, I know you know what I'm talking about. So moving on while they figure this out. Here's how you actually pronounce, and I don't get this. So, and this is Elon Musk and Grimes' baby name, which I think is hilarious. It's X and then A with the E on it, right? It's up there. And you pronounce
I think
it
I saw this.
A12. Who names their child A12?
Oh, that poor kid. Well, if you're Elon Musk kid,
You're gonna grow up
prob-
being
you're,
crazy,
you're,
weird
you're gonna
fun.
have you're gonna have some. Yeah, you're gonna have your own teachers that follow you around in holograms
Right.
if you want. But that's like one of those names. Like the teacher looks at that and goes. And we were talking earlier about how do you pronounce names, and like if you don't know how to pronounce somebody's name, either apologize or find out ahead of time or something. That's one of those. You're a teacher and you're like. And then you call the child by their last name.
Yeah.
Mr. Musk. Wait, is that a girl or a guy?
It's baby Grimes. So
Do we even know? Is that I'm curious. Is that
I don't know.
female?
Nah, I don't know. Your guess is as good as
male
mine.
lettering? I don't know.
Go to 19.
It must
Bree.
it must mean something to them.
I don't know.
It must.
All I know is you can still have sex through a wall. I don't know why Fauci didn't suggest
Oh, Lord have mercy.
it. So number 19.
doesn't
Don't
strike me as the
worry.
type.
If we abolish the police, these 19 memes know who will solve the crimes. Now that's funny.
That's everything that was wrong with 2020.
Yeah,
right
that's
there.
funny though.
Oh my
All right,
gosh.
let's see. Let me see. Okay, number 21. The Love Island scene where Michael recoupled with Joanna is up for a BAFTA award.
The what?
There you go. Yeah.
The what?
That's hilarious.
Wait,
Go ahead,
where-
tell her,
the
tell her,
Love-
Bree.
Oh, Love Island, that show.
Right.
Which, how did they do that show? I guess was everybody like tested ahead of time or something? Because didn't that go on during 2020?
I
So
don't
the
know.
Love Island scene where Michael recoupled with Joanna is. Okay, wait a second. So a makeout scene is up for a BAFTA award?
Well, tell her what it is. Tell her what it stands for, Bree.
I think I made that up because I thought it was like the British films, but I said bad acting.
Oh, no, I know.
It does. Television. It's British Academy of Films and Television Award.
Okay.
But I'm with Bree, though. Bad Actors Award.
Well, no.
So a
because I know,
makeout
I
scene
think-
is up for a BAFTA award.
I think there have
How
been
crazy
I
is
think
that?
people like Sir Anthony Hopkins have gotten a BAFTA award. I think it's a credible that truly is a credible award. But if we're going to start putting reality show love makeout scene, I'm not even going to say love scenes, makeout scenes up for an award. Okay, if it's reality TV, then there was no acting.
Yeah.
Then it was
no.
just people being filmed.
And making out. So number 22
Film us.
says
Put us
it
up
all.
for a BAFTA.
I didn't make out with you.
Well, I know. Well, we're not acting either.
But I didn't make out with you, so I can't be up for
Yeah,
one
so
of the
that's
BAFTA
not
awards.
fun.
So it's okay. You're married. So number 22, and this just recaps 2020, I think, perfect. Apocalypse Now, Mayan calendar was wrong, and world will end next week. Bizarre conspiracy theorist warts. I mean, that's a great way to finish out your recap.
And
of
remember the
2020.
Mayan, because that was a really big deal that everybody was like, oh, the Mayan calendar, this is when it's going to end. That's funny. So
Yeah.
all of those groups out there that have their conspiracies about, oh, well, we know this date and this time when this star aligns with that star, it's going to be the end of the world. And they end up having these end of the world get together kind of things. They've got to be going crazy now. And what does? I'm curious. And Bree, if you can pull up that picture that image that I sent to you through JP Kathy and the crew's email address. I'm curious, and I would love to hear from the crew. And we're going to be talking about this. And JP, we didn't even get to this. Go and
I
grab
forgot. We
Life
didn't get to this.
magazine's 100 people that changed the world. We're going to talk about this Wednesday because this is
Well,
that's
let me give
a lot of
preview.
discussion.
Let me give a preview. Throw it.
I don't want to. I don't want to jack your magazine.
You
up.
won't. Just throw it. It'll slide.
That's a nice one. Yes, there was a picture I sent to JP, Kathy, and the crew.
Yeah, this whole 100 people who changed the world thing.
We want to talk about this Wednesday. We
Yeah.
want the crew's input. So if you get a chance to grab this
Go do a
magazine
little
or
research
look
and
at
grab
it,
the magazine. First of all, it's an
Yeah.
interesting read. For example, I didn't know that Bree didn't know who Louis Pasteur was. And do you know that Louis Pasteur was one of the very first people to find a vaccination for anthrax?
I didn't for anthrax
for
as
anthrax
well.
back in the day.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, and then, but then you've got people that, and I just don't see it. But that's what we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
We just don't see
And
it.
this is one of those that it does. It sent it. It's a JPEG image. It says for tomorrow's show. I think all of the emails I sent said for tomorrow's show. No, I think it was the only one that said for tomorrow's show.
And has anybody heard, by the way, did you hear Louis Armstrong taking a beating?
Oh, now, do not even go there. He's my favorite
Yeah,
above
but do you
all
know the
favorites.
people were picking on him?
Why were they picking on my Louis Armstrong?
They said that he sold out.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah, there was
First
a
of
huge
all,
backlash.
Yeah, I cried when I went to they had a whole festival in New Orleans, and I was just a few years ago when we took the kids on that multi-state trip. We were in New Orleans, and we were there during his big festival, and oh my gosh, I was crying. I was by his statue, and I was just talk about an entertainer. My goodness, we'll never see the likes of him again. And how they better shut it down if they're talking bad about him.
Well, you got to go read it. You Google it because they really come out. I mean, purists come out and hammer Louis Armstrong. They say he was a sellout, and so. And then Martha
I say
Graham,
he literally brought us the single best song in the whole entire world, called "What a Wonderful World." Just saying. Okay.
But it's like people like Sears. How does Mr. Sears make it there? And then
Well,
Martha
it's
Graham. How does Martha Graham?
Oh, now
you know what though? But here's the thing.
As a
Hold on
dancer,
minute,
I'm
but
going to
hold
tell
on a minute
you.
though. Hold on a minute though.
And this is why Wednesday will be fun.
But she's not the founder of modern dance. She
No.
didn't create it or invent it. She wasn't a good modern dancer.
Okay,
But she was a good
There
choreographer.
are literally steps
Change the
that
world?
I grew
I
up
don't
doing. Well, and again, you've got to look at all.
Change the world.
Well, okay, how old am I? 54.
I don't know.
I started doing Martha Graham moves and choreography when I was a kid. When I was in like probably 8th or 9th grade. Yeah. So again, this is why that it's such an interesting list. It's how do you compare?
She's the cutest pet of the month.
How do you compare Mother Teresa to Barack Obama?
Well, that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah,
though, right?
There's kind of no rhyme or reason.
I mean, you and I are going to disagree on time frames because I think you've either changed the world or you haven't, right? Don't get me wrong. Martha Graham changed the world of modern dance.
Yeah, Martha Graham.
But
yeah.
did she change the world? I mean, I don't
And see,
know.
and then
right?
I think
Whereas Mother Teresa.
And I think it depends on your perspective.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm talking like impact. I guess my thing is global impact. Good or bad, global impact. Who had a
to
bigger
me,
global impact?
Anybody who's in dance, and dance is a big part of entertainment in this world.
And Gandhi.
Everybody
now-
knows Martha Graham. I just.
But in the dance world, see, in the dance world,
But
I didn't know who Martha Graham was.
But the dance world is part of our world.
Yeah, but it's not a part of my world.
Well, when
And-
you go see shows.
Yeah, but see, I don't know that's Martha Graham, but I do know this. If I hear somebody talk about passive resistance, who do you think of?
You think of Martin Luther King,
You can think of him. Who else do you think of?
Gandhi.
That's right,
Yeah.
passive resistance. Even though I didn't do dance, and even though you've not been a passive resistant,
Yeah, you would have heard.
you know of Gandhi.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what I'm getting at. What I'm getting at is, and we're going to blow this up on Wednesday.
And we want to hear this.
And
because
Kathy and I are going to throw cups at each other because it's fun.
Well, no, and
was
this
being
is where
cute.
this is where these are really tough
Yeah.
lists because how do you because again, and I go to women's suffrage. Well, I don't, I mean, obviously there are women who have done amazing, great things since then, but then I think of the fact that I can vote, Bree can vote, my daughter can vote. 100 years ago, we could not have voted. Now we can hold office and all kinds of good things.
Right.
it's tough to compare people who did that. I don't know. Those lists are, and they're interesting, and they make for great topics.
They do. And I'm going to throw out there, and I'm going to let you think about this part.
I have to think.
Yeah, you're funny.
What?
Does a Martha Graham make the 100 people who changed the world? Because we ran out of people. And were there only 100 people that changed the world? I mean, is there not more than that?
What's interesting is, okay, guess who made this list? Osama bin Laden.
Yeah, Osama, but did he change the world?
And so you've got to think, okay, and some people changed the world, just kind of like some people use their powers for evil and not good. Okay,
right.
So this picture on the screen. First of all, Kira, I love this little dog so much. Talk about a blessing during 2020. This little puppy of mine has just been amazing. So here she is in her little Santa dress. And my brother started back a few months ago a website and a social media site that I encourage you to follow called howcuteismypet.com. Go follow it. You can submit pictures of your pets. And you're like, well, yeah, it's her brother's site and stuff. I've already submitted pictures, and Kira is just now, I think this is a third pet of the month they've had, just finally won. So,
but that's because she's cute.
But look, and she's in her Santa dress. So Kira is on howcuteismypet.com. She's missed December.
She's missed December. That goes along with my whole, and you don't have
there
to.
There you go.
By the way,
Kathy, go follow the website. They go follow the website.
And she's
watch.
adorable.
And she is a cutie.
When you posted that picture, I thought it was adorable.
Thank you.
I love that.
She is a cutie patootie.
I
But
do love
yeah,
that.
and then go and then watch my brother's show, This Pink Cloud.
This Pink Cloud.
Here on the JP Kathy Network.
Go to jpkcrew.com.
Yes.
To our website.
Yes.
Join us. You can see our lineup up there.
Subscribe on Facebook.
Season 2.
Subscribe on YouTube. We think we're going to be.
Well, we've changed. We've rebranded our YouTube page because we got thrown into prison, and I don't want to wait to have to go live again on YouTube.
I know. We were having to upload our shows after they went live on YouTube, and we're like, we got to get out of jail.
Yeah, I mean, we're in prison, for goodness
sakes. We've got to get out of jail.
So, yeah. So, but with that being said, we are coming to a close. Happy New Year to you. And we want to hear about you. Seriously, you're part of the crew. We've got very active people. Go and look at this. I mean,
check that out. I'm going to have to buy that today while I'm out and about.
I mean, it's just, and chime in with us on this. Big
Do
discussion.
I see the Beatles?
Yes, and they absolutely changed the world.
And I think,
no doubt.
I think you said Elvis was on that list.
Elvis Presley is in there.
And
Steve
just by
Jobs.
the way, Jesus is on the list. Thanks. Thank goodness.
Well, and also the Prophet Muhammad. And I mention that
Interesting.
because those two religious figures and icons did change the world.
Well, and
Hugely
Jesus
so.
is the reason for the season we just had, and he's who saved us.
So anyway, very interesting stuff. Have a blessed weekend, or blessed weekend. I'm already done.
Week.
I'm done. I've had
I'll see
my
you
day.
next Monday.
See you next Monday.
We'll see you Wednesday.
See you Wednesday. Don't forget to stay tuned for our entire lineup that we bring you every week, starting, and we're in season 2.
Yeah.
We survived season 1.
Woohoo!
Be blessed, everybody.
All right, have a great day. Tune in for Heart and Soul of Texas Women in about an hour. Love y'all.